Welcome to the Introduction to Voyager 9 session for Primo OPAC changes. My name is Donna Smith and I will be hosting the session. This is a copyrighted session. You can share it within your organization but not with those outside of your organization. This session will focus on the Primo changes related for OPAC. It will discuss patron self-registration, changes to PIN, SMS, and patron group, how to add sort order of holding locations to the extracts, and then display of ILL requests in Primo. First of all, there is a new section in the Voyager System Administration module for web services. Within web services, there is a patron self-registration section on the Voyager side. Within this patron self-registration section, you can enable the web services and set a purge date and default patron group for patrons registering through the web self-registration feature. There is only one default patron group that can be set through this feature. You'll have an opportunity as you confirm registrations and circulation to change that patron group, but through the web they can only set a default patron group here. Then you are allowed to establish registration fields for the self-registration feature. For each field, you need to identify by checking the first column whether or not this field will be visible on the self-registration screen, and then whether or not it is required or optional. For the identifier field, you also need to for that field it is required, and you need to identify the type of identifier. Is it going to be an institution ID or a barcode? For the remaining fields, you identify whether or not it's visible, and then is it required or optional. If it's required, you check the box, and if it is optional, then you uncheck the box. You'll notice that there are several required fields, and you are not allowed to uncheck those fields. Identifier is required, but it is optional whether or not it is visible on the screen. This could be something that you assign for the person. So you could choose whether or not that is visible. Last name is required, address line 1 is required, and those are the only two other required fields. All other fields are optional, whether or not you make them visible and whether or not you require the information to be filled in. Once you save this information, then on the Primo side, you would need to establish the patron self-registration web address, and please consult your Primo documentation to establish the remaining patron self-registration features. This is also available in, self-registration is also available in Web Voyage, and that documentation would be followed appropriately under the Web Voyage side. To continue the self-registration information for patron, how is it going to work, there is a service web address available. It's going to fall under the VXWS directory on the server. When the user automatically logs into Primo, the patron group would be set by default if the patron doesn't exist. It's going to communicate through the VXWS.properties file on the server, and this file exists automatically. It exists in order for your Primo to be configured at any rate. There is a new option for display in this paragraph. It has nothing to do with patron self-registration, though. This is just a new option and customization feature in VXWS.properties. If it does not already exist in VXWS.properties, you can consider adding it. This new option in VXWS.properties is called option.displayRequestGroups equals yes. It would allow you to display request groups in Primo so that you could see which request groups this person belongs to. It can be set to yes or no. Additionally, changes in Voyager 9 for VXWS.properties would include additions of self-registration related messages. There are two shown here as examples. Self-registration message .0 is patron successfully registered. Self-registration message 47 is mandatory, missing mandatory field. You can change the text of any of these messages as you can any message in vxws.properties. These messages go to Primo. Web Voyage messages are in the webvoyage.properties file. And note that you can add special characters like a //b to bold something in these particular fields. There are additionally Voyager settings related to Voyager 9 for service configurations. There are also other service configurations available in Voyager 9 for web services. These deal with My Account in Primo and allow you to do your personal preferences and settings in Primo. This is one half of the configuration. Through this service configurations menu, if you choose, you may enable changing PIN services and SMS services in Primo. You would also need to add the setting to the Primo side of the equation, but if you enable these checkboxes, then in Primo you would have the option of setting a login PIN and allowing people to update their SMS service number in Primo. Some services have been augmented or improved for use with Primo. Patron information or patron ID information has been augmented so that it can use both get and put. This allows us to be able to pass patron PIN and SMS information back and forth. We used to be able to read it or get it. Now it can also be put. This is what is allowing us to enable the PIN and SMS information between Primo and Voyager so that it can be updated in Primo. The PIN can be optionally encrypted, and this is controlled on the Primo side. The Primo settings would be set in the table for personal settings field mapping. So it's a mapping table. It's in the back office in Primo. The mapping table is called personal settings fields, and that's where you would enable SMS entry, PIN entry, and PIN encryption. On the Primo side, this displays in the Primo My Account display for personal settings. There's your SMS number, expiry date, user groups, the different things that we've discussed if you're going to set up your own entry. PIN number would have been used as you logged into the system, but this will allow you to update these if you choose when you edit details. One of the next changes is to enable the Voyager extract for Primo. You can set it up to specify a sort order for locations. By default, Primo displays the Locations tab holdings alphabetically. So by default, Primo will display the holdings locations alphabetically. With this release of Voyager, the Voyager extract files, which are found in the M1 Voyager XXXDB directory under INIs, or initialization files, there are a series of Primo EXP * INI files. So there's a selective, a publishing, and an availability file in Primo. Well, for Primo in your Voyager INI directory on the server. There is a new stanza for Primo Locations tab sort order in your Voyager extract for Primo. Now, your Primo person should be familiar with this particular extract file. It's croned on a daily basis for the Primo EXP - publishing INI. And the location sort order stanza has instructions built in. This is an actual extract of what the instructions look like. It says that you would list in this file the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the location codes for the locations that you want to appear in a specific order in Primo. So main, biology, music, etc. And you would list as many as you care about for the first however many locations in Primo. After that, you just stop entering. So once you no longer care about specific sort order, stop entering locations. In Primo, it would then, when it's building what they call the PNX record or the Primo normalized XML record, it would insert a new subfield, a subfield P for Primo sort order. That's not really what the P stands for, but it's a way to look at it. If you look at the very last record on this screen, the main location was number 1 on the previous screen, so P is 1. Going up the screen, Education Juvenile, it was number 2, so it has a number 2. And going up to the first entry, BGen was not on the previous screen, so it does not have a P. So in this case, the gen would appear on the screen after main and Educational Juvenile. Then on the Holdings Location tab, this is going to force the order of your locations to match whatever was in your forced sort order in the extract file. And these locations do not match that. This is just a sample of the Locations tab to show you where it's going to impact the display in Primo. The final change is the ILL requests in my account. Previously, if your Voyager instance included displays of interlibrary loans that were not from the Voyager system, that did not originate in the Voyager system, those were not displayed in Primo, and those can now be displayed in Primo. So if you have interlibrary loan requests that appear in my account that have been uploaded from other systems that are not part of your local systems, your ILL requests and booking requests will now appear in Primo. Those were the impacts to Primo OPAC for Voyager 9. I hope that this has provided you with some needed information that will help you with planning your changes to Primo with the introduction to Voyager 9. Please be aware that while Voyager 9 has implemented these changes, Primo has not necessarily finished its coding changes to support things such as self-registration. Please watch your Primo release notes to identify when these features will be available in Primo. Thank you.